in terms of the arts faculty specifically, but also translated to UWC. And this is a new committee which has been formed. I am working towards trying to improve mental health in our faculty, which means we want to have simple projects like smiling. How can everyone be focused on smiling and ensuring that you put a good face forth to someone else and you receive that as well? Because having that smile on you, having that compliment in you improves your day. As much as it doesn't seem like it might, it really will.
It's the small things. That's a good initiative. It's going to positively impact so many students' lives. Greetings everyone, my name is Nadia Lubemba and I'm your host at Edu-Knowledge Exchange Podcast. Today in studio I am delighted to host Mr. Mohammed Osama Ujra. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Nadia. It's a pleasure to be here at Edu-Knowledge Exchange Podcast.
It's a pleasure to host you, so delightful. You're welcome to our podcast. Please introduce your degree, your university and your faculty.
Okay, so I'm a UWC student, University of Western Cape, and I'm currently studying Bachelor of Arts in the Arts and Humanities faculty. That means I am doing various subjects which include psychology, sociology, and philosophy.
Wow, I just heard you speaking about being a triple major. Wow, clap hands to that, if that is not an achievement. So how did you come about, choosing this degree and choosing 3 majors all at once?
I mean, a lot of it has to deal with my interests. As a student, I went to go into psychology and I really enjoy psychology. And I thought, well, what could pair well with psychology? And I definitely researched and saw sociology as a good candidate that will help that. And then philosophy is there because it interests me. That is simply it.
Wow. I'm so delighted. I'm just hearing things that, I would have aspired to be you, but no, thank you.
Why not?
Because why would I juggle 3 majors at once? Why would I juggle 3 majors at once?
It does take a lot of
I
effort.
think I would love to have 2 majors, but that's where it ends. Not 3. Thank you very much. Anyways, do you tell us, about your high school experience? Do you think it shaped you enough and prepared you in the right way for university?
So I went through many different schools in my schooling career, but high school was at one place. I was the new student there, and it meant like I had to adjust obviously to a new environment, which does help coming to university because you are adjusting to various people of different races, different cultures, different religions. And I think that's a really important thing, to be exposed to the different people in South Africa.
Yes, and to also be aware of when you're coming to university.
Exactly. And in terms of its workload, I think obviously university is a major jump in workload. The assignments, the hours needed, it's a lot. But I think overall, high school really prepares someone for university.
So you just spoke about, your high school experience and you think it shaped you. So since you're doing your 3rd year, which is the final year of your degree, do you have any plans to, pursue further education, to start working or anything in mind?
Yeah, so I definitely want to continue studying. I want to go into psychology and pursuing psychology all the way. So that includes honors degrees, master degrees, and hopefully PhDs one day.
Wow.
Fully into psychology. And probably I would like to go into counseling psychology.
Counseling psychology. Let me just ask you a small bit of a personal question. Do you feel like the field that you've chosen to be in, do you think that a lot of people told me when I was applying that, if you study those kind of degrees, you mostly have to just do research and stuff like that. Do you think that that is the same for you? Or do you feel like you can find work, you can find a career within this field?
I think it translates into what you want to do as a person. That means if you want to go into research psychology, then there is a different pathway for you to go into. If you want to go into counseling psychology, that means you have a different pathway of your own. And the way they accept people in their honors and master's degrees depend upon those So in honors, you will be doing a general psychology program,
Okay.
but in masters that translates, oh, I want to be a research psychologist, or I want to be a counseling psychologist, or a clinical psychologist, or even an educational psychologist. So as much as it is one thing,
Connected.
it is
it's also
connected,
so
right?
disconnected.
Exactly that.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, tell us about how your positivity and your positive energy has impacted your campus life journey.
I think being positive wasn't something I always had. Firstly, it's something I had to develop and physically enforce, because in a world with a lot of negativity, it's difficult to maintain being positive no matter the circumstance. And I think when it comes to university, being positive is really difficult with the amount of workload we suffer, the assignment deadlines, exams coming up, and everything will be in the same week. But I think what it means is that you just have to maintain your goals. If you have a work assignment that you have to do, ensure that you have your work done, or at least look at the questions that you need to do so that you know it's in your mind, and then you can focus on that. And once you're done with your work, it's playtime, basically. So as much as I am a procrastinator, I will focus on doing my work first and then having immense time to do whatever I want. And there's a lot beyond work that I want to do.
Okay, wow. So you just said that there's a lot that you want to do and that you aspire to achieve. So tell us, give us insights.
I think beyond just being a psychology student, I would love to go further into things I enjoy, which is a lot of doing with video editing and making content and just enjoying life in general, going to travel, going to the beach for a random sunset in a weekday, enjoying a milkshake, just having a good, positive, and holistic experience as I'm a student. Because life as a student is not just you as a student, you have a life. It's not just student life. It means that you are living a full life while being a student. And I think that's what it means.
Yes. I'm just hearing you, tell us that life is not all about focusing on the books. But, explain to people why it's so important to have a balance between your life and your studies.
I think if you're just a student who only focuses on working all the time, it becomes draining and a really negative experience just on your holistic life. So having something to do beyond studying, it means that you as a person have better mental health, you will focus better, you will achieve better results, even though you are doing less work. It might seem counterintuitive, but focus on doing everything you want to do beyond just studying. As much as you're a student and you are working, ensure that you have things to do beyond just studying, which means that you have time to settle down.
Okay. Thank you for inspiring the students, because they need to be told, they need to know what to do and what not to do. Anyways, do you think that your results have shown that you are really balancing school and life properly?
I think that's a very important question, because when it does come to balancing a lifestyle like that, it means that, well, obviously your grades are supposed to drop because you're not spending as much time. But as I was mentioning earlier, I think having that balance is what actively gets your grades to be better. And while my high school marks, let's say, were not the best, they were like decent, but at university I'm flourishing, thankfully.
Wow.
And I think a lot of it translates into the environment you're in, and I think UWC is a great environment to be in. I think also it's about not trying to do crazy amount of good. You are trying to do your best, and that will translate into bettering yourself.
I couldn't agree more. You just mentioned now that you think UWC is a great environment. So tell us, do you guys have on-campus, mentors, or does the university help in any way, that is positively impacting your lives as students?
I think one key point in that is that my first entire year was fully online. So as being from Gauteng, I was the entire time at home, and I finished my first year of my degree fully at home. So that's accommodating. Obviously, that was because of COVID. But as I came through to the university, it didn't mean that I was alone, and it didn't mean that I didn't know the campus. Yes, it will obviously take a little bit more because I didn't have the general orientation program, but it did help me in finding the relevant people to help me in these different aspects. So whether it's mental health, we have our institutions that can help us.
Okay.
And whether it is helping in education, there's different aspects there. And based on my first year, I had performed well and was selected as top 5 people in the faculty. And that meant that I was part of the AEP program. The AEP program is Academic Excellence Program at UWC. And that is a leadership program which helps students in communication skills, leadership, critical thinking, community engagement. Pretty much, it's a program helped to steer students who are actually doing well. So a lot of programs in the university help students learn how to do creative writing, how to improve their education. But there are also programs that help students who are doing well.
Wow.
And that means taking the good students to excellent levels.
Wow. Bringing them on the next level, like taking them on the next step, because those are actually the people who do what needs to be done.
Yes, I think it's important that the people who do good are rewarded for their doing good.
Yes.
I think it's very important that students who feel like, oh, they've excelled, they have to see that, oh, the university recognizes that and supporting
them.
us.
Yes.
I think I do feel very supported and seen by the university. I think that's very important.
Yeah. You know, many schools and institutions offer help for people who are, not doing well, they're slacking or they need help, what. But yeah, it's very important also to celebrate the ones who are hard workers, who are doing excellently in their studies, excellently in extracurricular activities, so that they're inspired and so that others are inspired through them. To become better students.
And I think the university is shaped in a way that those people who do well are going to be the ones that can help other students do well in their own regard. So based on that, I was also, through the AEP thing, I was told to help the future AEP students. I was told to interact with general students in different criteria, whether they're first years, and just expose the program. Tell people that if you're going to do well, you're going to be supported as well.
Yes, that is exactly what students need, because there are so many of them in high school that think that, I can slack off because I'm still in high school. Maybe I'm in grade 8, I'm in grade 10. Let me tell you, that impact, that attitude that you have now is going to go with you in the long run. So when you come to university, you won't feel like it's so important because in grade 8, I almost passed. And I didn't work hard, so I can do it now. You won't. My brother, you're going to fail. Or my sister. Let me just tell you that. Anyways, I heard you talking about, having the right surroundings, having the right people around you. So tell us, how important is it to really have the right people around you? And how did the right people influence your journey?
This is a good question. I think it relates a lot to my experience as a university student. As I said earlier, first year was completely online. So the only way I did interact with students was over WhatsApp.
Okay.
And that wasn't as bad as you'd think. I did make friends. I did interact, especially with people in the orientation group. But it meant that I was like some sort of disconnect compared to being in person. Coming into university, I had already made friends online. And first day on campus, I made sure, okay, I'm going to meet these people.
Yes.
And it just so happens to be that one of my best friends of the same level of education, same sort of goals, same sort of aspirations. And that helps. It helps to have academic friends that understand where your level of academics are and to ensure that you are pushed when you think you're slacking.
Yes.
So beyond having general friendships, I think it's also very important to have those academic friends who you can obviously translate friendship to and ensure that you support them, they support you, and you grow together in the system.
Yes, and inspire each other also.
Exactly. I think that's important. I think in terms of general friendships, it's obviously definitely depending on the person, but what you will see is it's not difficult to initiate that. It might seem very tough. Oh, I don't want to go to you and say hi, but it's
I don't want to be like
actually,
I'm pushing myself on you.
yes, it's actually much easier than you'd expect.
Yes.
A simple smile will help that. Going to say hi, asking what modules they do, and trying to build a friendship. It is important because university can be a very lonely experience. As much as it is very social, it definitely can become very lonely if you're not surrounded with the right people.
And my leadership lecturer always emphasized on the fact that if you see somebody on campus that is dressed in nice shoes, compliment the person.
Yes.
Compliment the person with a smile because you don't know what they're going through, and you could be complimenting them and starting a new friendship, a new connection. And this is what this is what is important for our journeys, because it's a learning journey. So we learn from each other, and of course, you can't be learning from the same people or from yourself every day. We need people and we need each other.
I think that's a very good way to put it. Currently in UWC, I am part of the Arts Wellness Project, which means we are focusing on how to better the mental health in terms of the arts faculty specifically, but also translated to UWC. And this is a new committee which has been formed. I am working towards trying to improve mental health in our faculty, which means we want to have simple projects like smiling. How can everyone be focused on smiling and ensuring that you put a good face forth to someone else and you receive that as well? Because having that smile on you, having that compliment in you improves your day. As much as it doesn't seem like it might, it really will.
It's
because
the small things. That's a good initiative. It's going to positively impact so many students' lives, because so many students live away from home, from the support structure, and every day you just have to call your mom and be like, "Mom, I'm going through so much." And the mothers, to a certain extent, you stop crying because you're like, I'm bringing so much sorrow to my mother. But when you have positivity on campus, you feel like, wow, even though it's tough, I'm going to wake up and go because I'm going to meet Osama and he's going to compliment me on my new dress. Why wouldn't I want to go on campus?
I think that's really hitting the nail, because I too am not from Cape Town, so this was a very big change in my life, having to come here, be alone, live in my own accommodation. Fortunately, I have my meals prepped and stuff for me, so I don't have to actively cook. But having to be away from home is a big change. It's something not everyone is just used to, and it means that you need to ensure that you are responsible. You have your own timetable to work towards. You are going to be on campus when you need to be. So guys, as much as it seems like you can miss as many classes as you want, and it's not compulsory like in high school and the teachers are not going to be on your case, ensure that you are there for the class, because we only have this many classes to attend and we pay an immense amount of money to be here. Let's ensure that we take full responsibility of why we are here and doing our utmost best, especially when we are away from home.
Yes. Osama, can you please, inspire, give them advice on the kind of people or the kind of students they should be, so that they thrive just like you're thriving? Because most of them, they're probably in high school, they're probably at home sitting and thinking like, wow, this guy is so powerful. I want to be like him also. But then they don't know how to even start. So they need you to, give them some insight on the first and the second step.
Okay. I think, firstly, it takes a lot of conscious effort. So we are not simply going to come to uni and see how it goes. We are going to actively try to make sure that we have a good experience at this university, wherever we are. Try to ensure that whatever I'm doing is going to be building my future. Think about your future. As much as you might seem, okay, first year, it's not that critical right now. We still have time, we still have years. Think about, where is this degree going to take me? What are my options beyond that? And how can I ensure that these are the specific things I need to ensure that happens? Because trust me, the 3 years come and go by in a flash.
So quickly.
I'm finishing this year. It's my final year, and
You just started.
Exactly. Now I'm like, oh, I need to get into honors to finish this. I need to get into honors and masters to continue my degree. If I don't, then what? So that means research. I know that, okay, If I don't get into honors, that means I will be working in some sort of psychology related degree. And that is how I will ensure that no matter what throwbacks, no matter what pushbacks there are, I will be pursuing the right sort of path that I have laid out for myself.
That is so cool because I feel like you know exactly what you want for yourself and you're pushing that no matter what. Yes. So tell us, you seem to be inspired by yourself. So inspired, you're inspiring us and you're inspiring me personally. So do you think that you personally, not do you think, but do you recommend this degree for anybody in the audience who's watching you at the moment, like a high school student? There's so many aspects to your degree. Would you recommend it to somebody?
I think definitely. So BA, Bachelor of Arts, is often looked down upon as just like, oh, you at university because you don't know what you want to study. You're at university, oh, because you pushed to university and you don't know what to do. You don't know where you're gonna go. It's just a baseless degree. I don't think so. As much as it seems varied in terms of the subjects you will be doing, you can lay out your own path. It's not like pharmacy. Okay, I'm first year in pharmacy, it means I'm going to be a pharmacist. When you are first year in BA, it means that you are the one physically choosing where you're going to be going. And I think that is a very important thing. When coming out of high school, you might not know what you want to do. And you can build that path just by a few building blocks. It's building like a pyramid. You will be starting off with 1 or 2, 3, 4 blocks where you start off, and you are going to ensure, okay, this is what I find interesting, this is what I want to continue doing. And it gives you the time to build that, but it also allows you to ensure that you're doing something that you are enjoying. So for me, that was psychology. And I knew I enjoyed psychology, but it meant that, okay, the further the year goes, the more interested I become, the more I can ensure that, okay, this is actually what I want to do and what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow. Okay. I know when I was in high school, there was so many questions on like, why are there so many bachelors of arts? Why are they being promoted so much? And me just hearing you say speak about your journey, you've actually, kind of opened my eyes and my ears and my thoughts on really why it's important to, or it could be important to pursue an arts degree, a bachelor's of arts degree. But tell our audience who are probably asking themselves, okay, so what's the arts aspect in there? Why is there arts there? Please give them just some insight, enlighten them on what it actually means, what bachelor's of arts actually means.
So firstly, it's not the typical arts where you feel like you're going to be painting. It's not those. There are universities which offer fine arts and those sort of things which relate to that. But in terms of UWC, arts and humanities, it could translate close to social sciences. So you're going to be doing everything that is like social work, something to do with women and gender studies, something to do with philosophy, things that we do not have a specific work label, like psychology. So as much as I'm doing a module in psychology, it means that if I finish a BA degree, it doesn't mean I'm going to be a psychologist. It means I need to further my studies. So BA is all about building that degree or that label that you want to be with at the end of the day, but it also means you're vastly experienced in the social sciences, something which is really employable, something which helps you in the social situations in workspaces, something which helps you in life in general, and something which is a really good place to think about how the world works.
I'm so happy that you mentioned that. And I want the high schoolers to know that it's important to find yourself while you're still in high school so that you come to university knowing yourself and you're able, if you pursue this Bachelor's of Arts, it's a degree that's going to help you grow as an individual. And if you want to be somebody who has knowledge in different aspects, this is a good degree for you. Not somebody who, hey, I want to find myself. You're going to do the Bachelor's of Arts and then you're going to leave it again and decide to do another degree, which is not beneficial because there's a lack of resources. NSFAS is not paying as much, and we are living in a tight economy in South Africa. We need to use the resources wisely.
I think it's important to use your resources wisely and also ensure that, as I said earlier, that you do your best. Because as much as BA seems like it's an easy degree, there's a lot of stereotype. Oh, BA is easy, they're there for the easy way out. But it is really difficult, in my opinion. It's difficult to do very well at BA. I do think it's really possible that people can pass, but people want to do well. And
They want
doing
to
well,
thrive.
yes, and doing well in BA is not the easiest of things. It does require a lot of readings, a lot of work on your assignments. I mean, exams are coming up. I have 10,000 words for this one module. I have 4,000 for that module, and it's all in that 1 week, which means preparation, which means reading, which means knowing what work you have to do.
Which means you using your brain. So it's not easy. It has to, obviously, you need to use your brain and you have to work hard. 10,000 words is not easy, guys. You can speak 10,000, but type it. Type it. Problem. I know there are so many misconceptions about, university, especially on high school level. So, tell us about those misconceptions that you heard when you were in high school about university.
I think, as mentioned, now the one is that some degrees are easier than the other. I think each degrees have their own difficult parts. Some will require you to do more tests. Some will require you to do assignments. Some will require a lot of reading. Some will have practicals. And there is no easy degree. You are not going to have the easier way out. You're coming from high school, it's going to get more difficult. I think that's the main misconception, is that you can take an easier pathway. There is no easier pathway. If you want to do well and if you want to thrive, it's going to require active effort from your path.
Yes. What are those misconceptions that you've heard or you heard when you were in high school, and how can these misconceptions be cleared?
Okay, I think one of the main conceptions we have in high school is that every university degree is not the same. Some are easier, some are more difficult. If you're going to go into BAs, it's going to be easy. If you're going to go into the education faculty, it's going to be easier than going into medicine or something like that. But that is definitely a misconception. Each degree requires their own particular level of hard work. Some are going to require you to do assignments, some are going to require tests, some are going to require a lot of reading. I mean, I have so much readings to do. It's immense, it's immense, it's immense. You're going to have to keep focusing on your work. You cannot let it slack, no matter what degree you're in. So there is no easy way out. The level of education does increase, and that means you have to work harder. But how can we clear that? It means if your school is not actively communicating with universities, try to get your educators to bring in the career counselors, the guidances, the people that can help you from university, who put you on the right path forward and show you how you can improve your university life by showcasing what each degree requires specifically.
Yes. And also showcasing the kind of characteristics that resonate with each degree, so that people don't find themselves lost or don't find themselves lacking in a certain way in the degrees. Even though academically you feel like, yes, I can do this degree and I'm doing well, I'm thriving, but maybe it doesn't resonate with your personality, it becomes a problem in the long run. So keep that in mind. Osama, I see your positivity. You say that you're going to continue studying, continue adding knowledge onto the knowledge that you have. So how do you plan to stay positive in your personal life and your academic life as you pursue further than just tertiary education?
I think a lot of it has to do with sticking to my goals, ensuring that I stay on the path that I want to. So there can be a lot of negative influences and people trying to push you in different directions, but it's about where do I want to be in however many years, and how am I going to ensure that that takes place. So for me at the moment, that meant ensuring that my applications for honors and masters seem good. And how does that seem good? It means participating in university experiences, ensuring that you are part of different groups, part of different councils, ensuring that you are an active member of the university, because that showcases that you want to be part of the university. You want to be part of the education process, and you want to be furthering in the education process. So for that, I think one of the main achievements that I had, and something I tried to be on, is being part of the Faculty Student Council. That means each faculty has their own faculty student council, and the faculty student council is there to help students, first year, second year, third year, postgrads, every student in that faculty to ensure that they have that same similar experience. So it's made up of students who are willing to help others and how those students can benefit, whether there are issues in the university, whether people have suggestions on how modules can change, how marking schemes should change, how maybe this lecturer is not doing as good as they should be. These voices need to be heard, and everything can't be handled by the SRC. So each faculty has their own faculty student council, and they promote the university, they promote the faculties, they ensure that people in that zone are taken care of. And you are not alone in your university experience, definitely supported.
That is something that we all need in our university experience. It's something that is so important. It's as important as keeping a positive mindset and, a positive mental health in your journey.
Being part of these different councils or different events or things that happen on campus are very important to have that positive outlook. So you start off with an outlook on university that it's going to be very lonely, it's going to be very lame, it might have a lot of difficulties, but you can ensure that you participate fully and have that
positivity
look.
Yes, to your journey. Everybody's trying to influence their own journeys. Our journeys are all not going to be the same, but yours can be better than mine if you put in the extra, hard work and try. Of course, wow. It's been such a wonderful time here with you, Osama. I feel so inspired. I feel motivated. I know that the audience obviously liked you. They loved you. They want to be inspired and be positive just as you are in the university journeys. And I hope you just spoke about, you're going to pursue your masters and your honors. I hope that when you're doing your masters, you pay us a visit so that you can give us some insight of what's happening in the master's degree.
Thank you very much, Nadia, and thank you for having me. I think I will most definitely be here once again, hopefully once I'm in my master's. Thank you.
You are more than welcome. Thank you to the audience that stay tuned to us. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Edu-Knowledge Podcast is the place where we host guests who have inspiring stories to tell us. And the stories are there to empower, the youth and to bring knowledge to those who have not yet attended university so that they are inspired to attend university through the goals, the achievements, and the challenges that our guests have encountered. Thank you so much for staying put. We love you. We hope that you join us next week again.